Here is my Kawasaki Model 4010 UTV, or known as a side-by-side. Look at that dirt. Boy, is that the way they're supposed to look or what? I kind of like it that way. I haven't washed it hardly at all in the 10 years I've owned it. Bought it in 2010 and it's now 2021. And I think I've washed it a total of maybe 4 times, power washed it once. When you power wash that mud, it comes right off and looks pretty good again. I beat this thing up a little bit, as you can see. I'm kind of proud of that. Anyway, I wanted a bed lift kit that would work, be kind of fast and powerful. And the stuff on the market, it's kind of hard to get that combination. They're either very powerful and real slow, the electric lifts. The electric lifts can have other problems too, like you get water in the motor or something by accident and they quit working. I had one of those and that's exactly what happened. So anyway, I kind of put together myself a bed lift kit, and I like it. As you can see, I've mounted the up-down control right behind the rear seat. And just for the heck of it, the up and down were reversed. When I put everything together, I'd hit the down button and the bed would go up. It's easy to fix. You just there's a number of ways to do it. One of them is to take apart that little yellow control unit and reverse. I think it's the blue and the gray wires in there. You reverse them, and then it'll do just the opposite. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the hydraulic pump and the hydraulic cylinder that I bought from a couple different companies. I had to buy the cables, the hydraulic lines and whatever. So we're going to take a look at that now. Okay, now I've got the seat up. One thing nice about this Kawasaki Model 4010 Mule, under the seat there's a lot of room. They put the gas tank under there, and then there's not much filling up the rest of the room. Perfect spot to put that new hydraulic pump. This pump is sold by a company called Vevor. I don't think that they make the pump. I think they're a big importer of a lot of different things. They're on the internet. Anyway, they sell this hydraulic pump. This is the 4-quart unit. I wanted to actually get the 3-quart unit because I think that would have been more than enough. The 4-quart, the reservoirs are just a little bit bigger as you go up in capacity. This is the 4-quart, costs something like $230. Pretty good deal in my opinion. You'll see them on the internet for a lot more. Anyway, that installed really nice in there. I had some electrical cables. When you hook this up, you want to use probably at least a number 8 or number 6 cable. The unit does draw a lot of current out of your battery, so you want to make sure you have a good battery in your ATV also, your UTV. When it came in, the connectors on the thing, I had a lot of trouble with the connectors, just identifying what they were. The company on the website says that they are an SAE 6, and that what they do is they give you 2 adapters. 2 for each side, so there's a total of 4 adapters that came with this pump. By the way, this pump is a double acting pump, which means it'll provide hydraulic fluid through one cable to go up and the other one to go down. You got to be careful. You don't want to get a single acting pump which only does one direction. Anyway, I had a lot of trouble with the connectors, the adapters. The company says that the one adapter is an M, I believe they call it an M18 by 1.5, and then the other adapter they're saying is an SAE 6. The M18 adapter I think is correct. M18 by 1.5 thread is the way the metric things do it, and then the SAE. They're saying it's an SAE 6. I did a little research, and I believe it's actually a JIC 37 degree type connector, a female that comes with the pump. So you got to get an adapter and adapt that. Normally the hydraulic lines are sold with NPT tapered thread, so you got to adapt one to the other. Anyway, there's the pump. Didn't go in too bad. I mounted it on a piece of 3/4 plywood and then mounted that right to the floor of the ATV here, the UTV. There's a little bit of metal there, and as you can see in the back, I've got some threaded rod that I ran through the plywood, bolted it, and then ran it up to a part in the frame where you could bolt it. On the bottom of the hydraulic pump, there's some mounting holes, and the screws that go in there are an M10 by 1.5. They won't tell you that in the instructions, and if you call the company, they really don't know what they have here. They just go by what the manufacturer says it is. So anyway, I bolted those right through the plywood with some washers so that it would hold it in place nice. And then you can see, I don't know if you can see this, there's a little strap right there I kind of fabricated up to, there's also mounting holes on the motor. And they come with screws, so I mounted that piece of metal to the bottom of the motor and then to my plywood also. Now we're going to put the bed up. So here we go. I'm going to push the up button, and you can see how fast that goes up. The hydraulic cylinders, wait till it quits there. Hydraulic cylinders have a lot of power with the right pump. This has got a lot of power. I had this totally full and overfull of wood the other day, and it went up just like that, no problem at all. The cylinder I got from a company online, if I remember right, the company's name was something like Magister Hydraulics. And this hydraulic cylinder was something like $123, if I remember right, plus you know, some shipping money to get it to you. So anyway, I bought that cylinder. This one is the 18-inch stroke cylinder. Depending on how much room you have on your UTV, you can get a 20-inch maybe to fit in there. 18 I think is the right size for mine. You might want to go with something shorter even, maybe a 16, not real sure. You can see the adapter that I have in place. Now on this particular cylinder, they list the female connectors on the cylinder to be an SAE 6. And I found out they were exactly that. So I got the SAE 6 male to NPT thread, tapered thread adapter with a 90-degree, and the two hydraulic lines are both, those are 36-inch lines. I got two of them. They seem to be enough. One of them is stretched maybe a tiny bit, that one that goes over the top there and takes a quick turn. I may get a 90-degree connector in there to not put as much pressure on that line. As far as mounting this hydraulic cylinder goes, on the top, there's a couple different configurations you can get for the top of the rod that comes out of the cylinder. And this one here, this is what they had available, so I just bought it. It's probably not ideal for my situation. But anyways, I bought at the Central Tractor locally, I bought a bolt, a 4-inch, 3/4-inch bolt. And I had to get a sleeve, an adapter sleeve, to go around the bolt because it's a 1-inch internal diameter on the top of the piston there from the cylinder. So I put all that together. That worked nice for the top part. As you can see, I've got a welded in piece of angle iron on my bed that I painted some time ago. That worked really nice as far as an attachment point. I've had a couple other electric bed lifts on here. That's where those other holes are from. I don't like the electric. They're slow. They don't have a lot of power. So anyways, I went with this hydraulic setup. On the bottom end, I had to fabricate up a mount, and you can see the two U-bolts that go around that mount to hold the cylinder in place. The advantage of using U-bolts is you can adjust that cylinder up and down a little bit so that when the cylinder's at the bottom of its travel, the bed is all the way down. If you actually mount it some different way, you may have a problem if things are not measured exactly to make an adjustment later. So I'm going to show the mount that I made, I think, from the other direction. It's basically one bolt goes through the frame of the UTV and connects to that mount, and then there's two U-bolts that go around the cylinder to hold it to the mount. Okay, here we are on the other side of the UTV to take a look at that mount. Everything's painted black, so it's probably kind of hard to see. I need a little more light here, I guess. But basically that mount will angle up and down as the cylinder expands and compresses to move the bed up and down. That'll rotate maybe 10 or 20 degrees. Actually a little more than that. That's worked out very nice. Okay, now we're going to put this down. As you can see, it's fast and powerful. Okay. Now the whole reason that I threw this stuff together was I wasn't happy with what was out there on the market. Kawasaki and some other companies offer a bed lift kit that's an electric hydraulic unit. I checked, that unit is rated at something like 400 pounds of force, which to me is not enough for me, for my ATV. I'll fill that right up with wet dirt, clay, and it'll be over 1,000 pounds in the back there, even more. And the electric lift's really strained to get that up. The electric hydraulic OEM kits that they sell, I don't know if they would lift it or not. They just, when I hear 400 pounds, to me that doesn't sound very good. I'm real happy. This thing will lift, I don't know the exact rating of it, but I'm thinking it's in the thousands of pounds that hydraulic unit will lift. This unit here, oh, by the way, the Kawasaki aftermarket, if you get the switch kit with it and install it with all the hardware, it's $1,000 basically. This whole unit here, if you order everything right the first time and don't screw around too much and you know how to do some fabricating, you can have this hydraulic unit, this bed lift unit, everything into your ATV or UTV for under $500. I'm thinking just a little over $400 is what everything costs here. Once again, the pump itself was about $230. The cylinder was about $130 shipped here. The two hydraulic lines, about $10 a piece. The adapters, maybe another $10 a piece. You do all the math, I think you're right around $400, plus some time and fabricating, and you're gonna run into some little obstacles mounting things. You got to get some plywood. To me, I like a nice project like this. It's fun. It's rewarding when you get all finished. You have a one-of-a-kind in your neighborhood. It's kind of fun to show other people what you've done. And I'm very happy with this kit that I put together. So anyway, anybody wants to do something like that, this is what I did, and I'm real happy with it. Good luck.